Hey everyone, it's Danica with your Daily Dose with Danica. I am at Ogilvy Park today. This is 3 miles. I'm trying to let you see what's behind me here. This is 3 miles from where I grew up and where I'm currently staying with my parents. It is amazingly beautiful. And being here, I can't help but take in the lessons that nature has for us. You can see some of the trees here are already blooming, and there's some that their time hasn't come yet. And you don't see the trees that are blooming right now being mad, or that aren't blooming right now being mad because the ones that have already started. They're doing their thing, they're taking their time, and their turn will come, and they will be just as beautiful, and they will add to the beauty of what you see behind me. And it will be a collection of grandeur and awe. And I guess that applies to us by knowing that we are where we are today, and that's a great place to be. We can start where we are, and we don't necessarily have to look at the trees around us, because our time to bloom is exactly at the right time. And when we do, we will add to the beauty of the landscape and the environment and the planet, because we each, like I keep talking about through the last couple days, we each have a God-given purpose. And it's not necessarily to bloom at the same time these gorgeous pink trees do. It's that's maybe that purpose is to give hope of what's to come. And so we just consistently do, we do what we can do. And then I keep thinking about the phrase that I said the other day, focus on what's now and not what's next. When we're focused on what's going on right now, we'll gather information that will help us to know what to do next. Because we can't know what's next until we get through what's now. And so just consistently keep doing your now, gather the information that will lead you to the next, and then you'll be able to do your next to the full, which will then be your now. Lather, rinse, repeat. And you can do next as your now. Take that information and continue, and just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. And then I was talking with one of my 18-year-old friends last night, who I've kind of been coaching a little bit for the last couple weeks. He's kind of struggling because his entire identity and world is rocked. No school, no friends, no work, just downtime with his thoughts. And first of all, the fact that he is so willing to go through the go-through, to not be in such mental anguish, is huge. So I never ever want to hear anyone ever again say that our next generation, or those teens these days, or those young kids, are unreachable, because that is so not true. They are desperate to be seen and heard for who they are, not what they do. So just know that they are desperate for someone to see them, someone to pay attention to them. And if that's you that needs to sit with someone today, please do it, because people need you. Those kids that are unsavable are desperate for your attention. Not for what they do, but for who they are, for their essence. Just someone recognize their essence. So, off that soapbox, Biddy and I were talking last night about how a lot of times we have learned wrong. And I was talking about unlearning, because that's my topic of, I love to say about unlearning. And when we learn wrong, the example of shoes came to mind. So it's as if sometimes we were taught to put our left shoe on our right foot and our right shoe on our left foot, and we learned to walk like that. It wasn't comfortable. We kind of knew something was wrong, but somebody taught us that that's the way we did it. And so we did it, and we learned to function with our shoes on the wrong feet. And then we even tried to buy other shoes once those shoes didn't fit anymore, and we still put them on the wrong feet. But then someone comes along and says, hey, why don't you try putting them on the opposite feet and see how that feels? And you know what's weird about that? is the way that the shoes were designed is uncomfortable when you try to right the wrong. So it's like learning to walk all over again. So the moral of that story is that we can always start over. We can learn to do things with the correct shoes on the correct feet. And while that may be uncomfortable, before long then your back won't hurt, your neck won't hurt, and all of the things that you've gotten used to being out of whack then start to restore themselves. Everything starts to realign, and then you can start walking and talking with your own authentic voice, minus the pain of your shoes being on the wrong feet. So you've unlearned to relearn. And again, that ties back into nature. Every season, trees, plants, birds, animals go through a renewing process. They have to learn how to fly again. Basically, if they haven't flown for a long time, bears come out and have to learn how to stretch their legs after being in the cave for 6 months or however long. So let's just consistently look around, take our lessons from nature, apply them to our lives, and just take what we know now and use that information for your next. And with that, I will leave you for today. I appreciate you. I am so proud of each one of you for consistently just being here on this planet. And as always, reach out to me with anything. I'm here for you. I love you. God bless.